much.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Call to order, if you all stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. To review and approval of the minutes is online. So we have no new business. We are just discussing old business. Take a look.
So we have two policies from last time that we started discussing, and we had some questions about both of them. These are older policies that haven't really been reviewed. The first one, CD management team, had probably the most edits and was quite outdated. I think this policy subcommittee asked if I would reach out to Mr. Hennius to see how we could streamline it and remove some of the language that didn't apply anymore because of the new regulations around giving more authority of hiring to the superintendent, which wasn't reflected in that old policy. So it still needs a little bit of your look through and making sure some of the language still makes sense to you. We did strike whatever he felt as though could streamline it and added, whatever he thought maybe made sense. I know the numbering of the pages are off, so we will fix that afterwards. There is not 5 or 4 pages, so we'll fix that. But go ahead and take a minute and kind of look at least at page 1. If you have anything there, let me know and we can start to edit.
Was that face you already have edit?
Say that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Anything on page 1 that you feel like doesn't make sense?
You have an assistant superintendent at this point.
So he didn't strike that, but I thought that was, I think, somebody else brought that up too. So would we like to, if that's your 3rd or 4th line down, the candidate for assistant superintendent or director, you want to strike that, or do you?
I was expecting you to do this director below,
Okay.
executive director or director.
Just never come back.
Well, hold on, reorganize, right?
Right, you would just have to change that. Anything else there?
So we have to change it on every policy. Do we have saying assistant superintendent? Is that almost all?
Well, we used to have in here chief administrative officer for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
We didn't have one for years. And,
Right.
yeah,
And I think what we've been trying to do is kind of go through them more regularly for that purpose, where we
and
just need a
update
good
them as we change, update them.
Yeah. If there isn't anything on that page 1 of 4, we could move on to page 2 of 4. I do know, remember last time we were here, we talked a lot about referencing the org chart, the organizational chart, which had a lot of other positions on the org chart and didn't really apply completely to this policy, but I think that really shouldn't matter as long as this policy is just applying to the directors and the major, like administrative, directors and like that and such at higher level of management.
No, mine said we all good on that as well.
Yeah, right. So I'll make sure, because I remember that we had a big conversation.
Well, I feel like it's addressed there in that, the second sentence in that line. Members of the
Yeah,
class
we did add that, yeah. So yeah, you can see that we struck a lot of the things that were spelled out, really, that some of those we didn't have anymore in far as positions. So that goes into page 3. I'm moving too fast, certainly slow me down.
So on page 3 of 4, the fourth paragraph from the bottom with the striking of may requires needs to be plural.
Thank you.
Do they want to have the option of not posting? The school committee? That says May. Do you want May in there?
Oh.
I don't know who made the edit, that's what I'm asking.
I think that was last time we did that together. But do you want to revisit that in that last sentence? The school
Took it out of
committee
this one,
may, which
right?
is struck, requires the posting of vacancies and or public advertising of vacancies.
You added it.
Changes the whole focus, right?
What's that?
You take May out. We took May out, yeah.
Because they do.
As it- yeah.
It's
Yeah,
added,
We want
it's added in this one.
I mean, that's what they do.
I think it should.
Where we send it.
Yeah.
This is the,
Think you have the option.
This is for the and for.
It just gives you the option, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gives you guys the option what you want.
I'm cool with May thing, and I don't think.
Yeah.
The conversation you had with.
I think-
with
I
the
think-
chairman is different.
I think they wanted, we wanted to know.
Okay.
Because I think that was how we got into this, because it was a request that school committee get to see positions
Okay.
before they're announced. All right, yeah,
That was my understanding.
Yeah.
From the-
the request that was made.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so then we get into page 4, which is really not the last page, but because once we clean it up, we'll shorten it quite a bit, but. And can you refresh my memory? Why did we go June 1st? Because that's really more realistic of when we get those. We change it from
It
May
had to do with budgeting, I believe.
budget, right? Okay, just in case.
If you choose not to read, you probably want to message them sooner.
That's what I thought we weren't
Yeah,
doing, to
that's-
give respect. I thought that was like.
I
Because
don't know, I didn't change anything since
Yeah.
then,
Like,
but yeah.
I think the last person we didn't renew, it gave them the opportunity to go through whatever process they wanted to go through. It also gave them time to find another job too. I think we noticed the person in February, so it gave them time to look for another position. And whatever steps they wanted to take from February 1st on, they could.
So as long as it says before, then we're still
Before,
within
yeah.
what you do.
Oh, that's right.
Because
No-
June 1st
no
is
later
after,
than-
June 1st is after the budget is already going to the city council.
So the way it's worded is fine according to what you're saying, because it can be any time before June 1st? Or would you like that to be changed? I'm not
Have
quite
to be
sure.
by
what you
May
mean.
30th anyway.
You want it before the budget. The budget, the first week of May, we send it to the city. So the budget is already passed the school committee. If we're not gonna renew someone, we should notify them sooner than later.
Right.
I think that only it helps us out in planning, helps them out in planning as well. I don't know if it should be February
Oh, okay.
1st.
I was gonna say
Okay,
June.
right.
Well, basically, just,
We did. I did that.
Oh, I didn't know if this was.
Yeah,
after the-
I
Am I
think,
reading it
no. I think this was a conversation we had to go back to it, because I think somebody thought the budget isn't really presented. Yeah.
I think it was Tracy.
Tracy, yeah.
February 1st is prior to the budget being initiating discussions with the school
I
committee.
think it's fine. I mean,
Well, what's a realistic goal so you're saying if we're putting down, the goal is to have it down by February 1st?
I would want to message someone by February 1st, because at least they have an opportunity, they know that they are not being renewed, and they have an opportunity to find they seek other employment.
Since it's going in policy, is it plausible? Is that like a definitive?
Probably gonna be in the contractual language anyway.
Yeah.
Whatever
So the,
template contract we have probably is already.
the teachers are June 1st. Is that why it was changed to line up with the teacher notification?
That's why I'm asking, because I can't remember, but we'll have to go back to
I'm trying to
the
think of
conversation,
how-
but
I think Tracy
was
did say
something.
it was a teacher's.
Yeah.
We could notice at any time when a contract
We're
is
talking about
expired.
management administration.
But I
Yeah.
just think it's the fairest thing to do is to notify them by February
So you
1st.
think that should be a set rule by February 1st?
I think we can do it by policy. It's not gonna hurt us.
I don't think it hurts at all to keep it at February 1st.
All right, so I made that edit, took out June.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Does it prohibit you though from between February 1st and April 1st or May 1st seeking, I feel like that prohibits you from during that period of time notifying someone as well, because if you're saying in the policy that must be notified by February 1st, it's my line of thinking. I just want to bring that up.
As in like if you don't.
That's my point,
February, you're saying-
because
Could something.
if I see that
Can
it
something
says
happen
you need
after
to
February
notify me by February 1st, I know that if you haven't, so while it's a benefit, I,
If you don't mind me just chiming in on that, that's something that's been policy even in other districts, and we kind of ran into that predicament that where by the time I came on and I wanted to make a motion to not renew an employee for just cause, it was after the February 1st deadline, so that also put us in a bind with
Right.
non-tenured
So, but I-
employees.
But this
just
is only
think we-
pertaining to administrative personnel, right? It's
Yeah.
not all staff members.
I just,
So does that
think-
make a
Management.
difference?
I don't think you should limit yourself. You know,
But
I think it's already
Yeah,
in the
right.
contracts anyway, but if you did,
Yeah.
we're limiting ourselves, we'll move it.
I don't think you should limit it to June 1st, like
Yeah,
you, I think
that's
you
fine.
should, I don't know,
We can have an internal where it's like, for you, it's February 1st.
Yeah.
But in the policy, we cannot go past
The latest date.
the latest possible date.
because it could be any time. As long as it says
So if we,
before
if
June
we kept that,
1st,
if we kept that June,
you could do
but
it.
you
on February
yourself
1st.
can take it upon yourself because before that June 1st date is being.
Yeah, personally, I'll notify
But I
them.
think what he was trying to say, and not to speak for him, but what if he's gone and somebody else is like, oh, I have till June? Not as nice.
Well, they still have to do their job.
I think before gives you a lot of latitude.
I think, yeah, before we give it.
I think that word before
But,
is,
All right, so consensus, what we do like,
that's what Tracy.
Yeah.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
back to.
Or unless you want to put before February 1st, but up until, I mean, that's probably too. much.
I don't, yeah, I did,
Before it gives us, you know.
any, we were before. Heard. All right, anything else? Employee contracts.
We have some.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
Mary, I'm not used to raising your
Because so
hand.
now what does that leave the next line? Selected, given that local appropriations are unknown. Like, is that still? Is that still pertinent? This date has
The
been
local
selected.
appropriation is still unknown right now, and we're in
Okay,
November 4th.
so I guess-
And I suspect it will happen next year and the year after that.
Okay,
The year after
never
that.
mind, I'm not bad with it, I just wanted
And
to know
maybe
what
even
that,
after that.
what that meant.
Because that was added
The
last
6-year
time,
plan,
so
right?
you're right, that was
Yeah.
new.
6
in
years.
that thinking.
What's 7?
Okay. All right, never mind.
You're being thorough, Mary, that's nothing wrong with
No,
that.
no,
All right, and then as we move from 4 to 4, 4 to 4 to 5 and 4, this is where, this is all new information, that was added. But added as of the last meeting, nothing in between. This was a recommendation.
nothing was changed.
No.
Everything's good there.
And this was already looked at, this was already looked at by Andrew.
Yeah.
And if we go back to that May, issue,
Yes.
may require, where are we at with that one?
The May issue, I went,
May require.
oh, okay.
So page 3,
Page three.
fourth paragraph from the bottom.
just think, would that prohibit, so say you had like a key position go out for job,
like a special ed, does that prohibit you from, if you had a assistant director putting them in that position? Would you have to do it as acting? Does it prohibit that now? So you couldn't just, if you had an outstanding assistant director, so for let's say like a special ed, and then the director's position becomes open, you can't slide that person in or appoint him at that point, right? If we take that out,
Because it required the time.
it
to
would
post the
require
vacancy.
time to
Yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also says you have to post to the outside as well.
Well, it'd be, I can make them acting. Don't necessarily have to have the position, and just be acting, and then they can apply for the position if they want it.
Would it be a true vacancy? So just, yeah.
Yeah, you would have to, yeah.
I mean, I would just say next, if there's the next person in line, they would make him acting, and then ultimately, they would have to apply like everyone else.
But Limit May, that'll give you the option to do it, how you want to treat it. That's what I think you're trying to say, right?
Yeah, I just don't know if maybe the school committee doesn't want it as an option anymore. Maybe everything's gonna go out to post. I don't know if that's the intent of it, to change from where it is now.
I think you have that information, do you not? Like, didn't you say you spoke with the chair about that one or no? I don't know.
It was more or less wanting to know wanted to make sure that everything comes before the school committee for monetary reasons and,
Think transparency.
transparency.
The idea, the true was transparent. He wanted this, that for every position, sorry.
No, thank you.
For every position that was available, at a management level, that the school committee was at least aware and not surprised.
Well,
That word,
yeah.
if that statement was accurate or should have.
So I mean, there's still a way to notify of the vacancy before appointing, right? If you're like, Kristen, let's step out on emergency, we're letting you know.
Yeah, that's what I assumed was happening right now, is
Yeah.
that school committee is always aware if a position comes up, that there's a person in the pipeline for it, but maybe.
so maybe is it the word posting and we switch that requires notification of vacancies or something? So
I don't know. It's my first day on this, so I don't want to be that guy. Yeah.
My own personal belief, I think it gives us the option to make sure we have the most qualified candidate. You know, someone may step into a role if for the interim or something, but if they're the most successful candidate, then so be
I
it.
think that was the goal, right? The last discussion was that if there is acting, they can certainly act that role, but they would still have other people, the ability to post. We would be aware of that.
Yep.
And that was the
What
goal.
about require notification? The school committee require notification.
I mean, I think that's fair. Is that a better way to say it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the school committee require notification before anything happens.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
So omit a posting and put notification?
Because if we have the rest kind of like here,
That's what we want. He just wants me to.
so I think that's a pretty good point.
I agree.
So we're doing
That's
this
fine.
May out.
Remove that.
Yeah, I think you did say that. No. I think we went back to last month and we would say
I
that.
think I
Kristen
agree.
did.
Oh, well. All right.
It sounded different going from Bill. Hey, Bill.
But I agree,
Said
that
it
the best thing
perfectly.
is,
Oh, I
That's
used to do
the
that.
contract.
No, it's okay. All right, take another minute or a couple, please, make sure.
Oh, it changes. Oh. Can I say one last thing?
Of course.
Are we overriding then what used to always happen? When the law was changed and it came about that the superintendent could make all the appointments? Is that what we're trying to do in this, is to give the school committee the right to make the appointment?
no,
Okay, but it says that superintendent shall discuss with the school committee who he shall appoint the candidate of their choice.
Where are you?
So I'm
Right,
on the
right,
bottom
right,
of 3 or 4. So I'm sorry, I'm not up to speed like Tracy. But,
Oh.
So it is saying that the superintendent, meaning is he, shall appoint the candidate of their choice, which is the school committee. So I understand the school committee having the right, the sole authority to enter into the contract, but isn't that
The law gives the superintendent
the authority to
to
appoint?
appoint.
Correct.
Even if a principal recommends a candidate, I still have the authority to
Right.
appoint.
It's just a discussion, so if.
Oh, so, but it-
So, is that what you're talking about, 3 or 4, the last sentence in 3 or
Yeah.
4? Superintendent shall discuss with the school committee candidates whom, and say.
I don't think I'm
One person.
not going with the principal recommendation. I think every
No, and I think
interview
it's-
this year, I think I appointed, right?
So Mary Ann,
So the line that says he or she shall appoint the candidate of their choice,
But there is referring to he or she.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the
The
superintendent.
superintendent, not-
oh, all right,
I'm
now.
sorry.
But I get where you.
Yeah,
you're
okay.
not a little-
And then goes
Okay.
on the.
Sorry.
committee
We're
has
not
to
It's how I'm,
worry.
it's how I, it's how I'm reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, no,
Yeah.
totally understand.
You get it.
Okay, sorry.
Is there a better way, I mean, to write it so it doesn't get confusing?
No, as
Just
long as
say the
everybody else.
superintendent
is-
shall appoint
Yeah, it's kind of
candidate.
ambiguous. I can see how somebody can read it that way.
Why does it say the
It's ambiguous depending on how you view
How
it.
about if we
Do
just say,
that.
instead of he and she, we just put the superintendent?
Perfect.
Did you see
Yeah,
that? Did you
I
see
think
that?
that's great.
I'm sorry.
I'm all about that.
I didn't know, I didn't know. I didn't hear it say it. I apologize. I'm sorry.
You said that so beautifully.
I know.
Thanks.
It's like I
Thank
heard
you,
it.
Sean.
At least
Sorry,
we-
guys.
It came in through my ear. and
That was ambiguous in a way.
I just said it loud.
I think just reading it, like, as soon as you said that, I just threw the arrow back to he or
That
she.
is my problem. I know that. I'm supposed to be subconscious.
Oh, well.
All right. I can underline that. Thank you. All right, are
So much
we?
patience. So much patience, Kristen.
Okay.
I don't know, can the school committee choose not to renew the appointment of other administrative personnel?
I think the only thing we can do is change the salary, if I'm not mistaken.
The contract,
We could. Yeah, I was trying to look at it myself, like, and again, I know Andrew looked at this. I know that we have the ability, once it comes before us, we have a right to vote on it, like, to approve it, right? So like for assignments and anything else, we actually, even though it sort of goes through the rigmarole of how we do it, we normally just go through it. We do have the right to vote no if we vote or abstain, like the point, like Sean, the chair abstained from the appointment of, the principal at the career center. So that's the only example I can give at the moment. But we do have the ability to vote yea or nay on appointments. Whether or not that happens, I mean, again, Andrew went through this. We do have the right to.
But there's also no rush, like if we still have questions, we can go back. and-
I think we should on that and go back, because I'm new, so as well.
And then I think it was Darlene that to actually explain it, and she's unfortunately she's not here. I thought she told me in the very beginning that we had the right to hire and fire, but then that got changed.
Yes.
A long time ago.
And that the only, what Nathan went and did and fought for was we could at least change the salary, and that's a way of not hiring. Even though it's hiring, he has a sole right to hire.
Yeah.
We can just make it so it's not.
We certainly don't have the right to, we don't have the right to fire, and we certainly don't have the right to hire.
No, we do fire.
We do fire.
We do
Well,
fire.
we fire after the recommendation,
Right,
from the
right.
recommendation
I
from,
mean, yes.
from administration.
We don't literally fire,
We don't-
but I mean, it has to go through us, right? But I thought that's what Nathan, that was like Nathan,
I think that you're right, that's understanding.
and that's what I believe Darlene.
And my understanding from Bill's question, or from the question was raised about whether or not we can stop an appointment. I think we can.
you give someone a contract that
It's just not gonna be
You're
appealing.
paying-
That's not gonna be appealing.
pay me $45,000, I can't
Yeah.
afford to live. on that.
Right.
And, yeah. You know, our roles are, covering the superintendent, and we can, and we can change that.
So I don't know if that changes the language.
So is there a question that I'm maybe looking into.
Well, I think Bill kind of hit it on the head, like if we can say no. And
He has to appoint the contract though, I think is what he's saying. He's the only one that can do the
Yes.
contract.
No point, and then you.
And then we just deal with the contract after.
yeah, we'll do the contract after. We can
So
agree- we can
the
agree with
school
the
committee
contract or
does
not.
not
agree
have
with
the
it.
sole authority to enter into contract. Bill has to enter the contract, right? Or,
Yes, HR, Bill and HR has to enter the contract with the employees. And then once that employee is appointed, they go in front of
but
our
then we
committee.
can change
The
the
appointment.
contract. Do we change the number to be continued? Unless someone knows the real answer?
I think we should talk to consultant Roland.
I would
Can you
consult
repeat
with
the question
because
that I'm asking, though, to be clear? I'm sorry. Are you asking about the last section? Should the approved candidate for position wish to modify?
Oh,
any-
no, we're still back here.
Which one?
Four.
And then,
Yeah, the one that says that the school committee chooses not to renew.
Yes.
Unless is that language meant to imply, when I'm saying not to renew, I'm not sure, is that like for an elimination of a position? Oh, yeah, for anything, so
that never had, I don't remember
was
that
that
coming up.
no, so that wasn't the intention of it.
Well, I don't know that anybody raised that question. I think it's a good question.
Okay, because that's another way of looking at it, not to renew would be if they were eliminating a position.
So
That
that's one
That would be
question.
a reason for choosing not to renew if there was a job elimination. They weren't filling it. You know what I mean? Not that I think that should happen, ever.
No, I wrote that down,
Keep
Mary. That was
Stop
very
making
helpful.
sense. That's fine, leave it out. David Byrne, there we go.
All right. So question on,
I think the biggest question is like, when we're given appointments, so when we're given appointments, resignations, and during, our normal class of our meetings, do they have any weight? Like, do we have, like, if there is an appointment of an admin, of a director, and we vote 3-2 no, or 4-1 no, does that, can we do that?
I would ask that because I don't think you vote on it anymore.
We do vote on it.
But you vote on a contract.
No, we vote on resignations. We vote-
Right, no, resignations. I thought you were
Yeah,
talking, okay.
we vote on, and we do vote on appointments.
Technically, we fire. That's our job.
Yeah,
We
I
fire
don't,
people.
I don't know about voting.
I'm not sure if that,
After.
I don't think that.
We don't.
I appoint you contract.
Yeah,
You
you don't
do-
vote on the
You
appointment.
vote on the terminations.
Yes, we vote on terminations, but if you don't terminate this appointment and we say we don't. Like, all right, so for example, Joe Smith gets the senior accountant job. Well, 4 out of 5 of us still like Joe Smith, and we vote 4-1 not to appoint him to that position.
I don't think we can we can only just amend the contract.
Or do that.
If he puts him in the seat, we just say, okay, since you already put him there, well, we're only gonna pay him $20,000.
Because that's why Kim only notifies you of the appointments. Because that's, am I correct?
Only thing we can do is just
Okay.
make it so they won't keep the job.
But being notified of vacancies, obviously, there would be discussion.
Yeah.
Without having a rolling quorum.
Correct.
I'm not trying to.
I think
take the
only
school committee out of it, even
one
if that's
person,
the law.
only one person wants to have that information. So that's,
so are we feeling comfortable with holding this and asking some follow-up questions? One
I am.
is, the wording renew, does it also apply to elimination of a position?
No.
And then
No.
in page 3 of 4, into 4 of 4 there, the school committee having sole authority to enter into a contract. Is that the question?
No, well, we know it's not.
I think that, well, you have oversight of contracts,
Oh,
right? Isn't that what that means? I thought it was. So is there a better way of asking the question? I want to make sure I'm asking your question. What was the question that you were
School
all,
committee has sole authority to enter into a contract.
I think you all agree with that, right? That is true, that
No,
they
this is the superintendent and the school committee.
they appoint, you agree on the
We
contract.
agree on the contract. So I think that is,
Isn't that how, maybe that's not how I'm
Usually the
supposed to be
chair,
reading
the
that.
chair signs the contracts and myself.
Yep.
I'm signing it as well.
So would that
like,
be
we
a
don't,
joint?
we don't, like, the remainder of us, we don't see that.
Right.
Is that a joint venture?
No, at the end of the day, the school committee, if it doesn't get signed by the school committee, it doesn't happen by the chair.
And that's how I was reading that, but I don't know.
No, that's true. And then the chair has been the finding member who signs the contract. I know he's had the conversations with the superintendent about positions that are being filled. The remainder of this committee is usually in the dark.
All right, so we are definitely holding off. I'm gonna rephrase that. And the question, just clarifying that piece about.
Yeah,
Okay. Please let me know if there's other question. All right,
Does 3 or 4 read exactly the way it is here now? Is that, yeah, I know there was discussion on that. Is that exactly how it
right at the top.
reads with the may require, crossing out may?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I think we,
there's no additional edits on that.
notification instead of posting. So now it reads, I'm sorry, the school committee requires the notification of vacancies and or public absences. That sounds
So will
right.
you bring this back to committee before the school committee?
Sounds like
Yes,
we're not ready, yeah.
we're not ready for first read on this.
Nope.
Unless. She disagree.
All right,
You were valid.
okay, thank you. All right, do you want to move on to the minutes for BDDG, and it's titled minutes? Here we, this policy had some questions just based on, are we talking about just the minutes taken at a school committee meeting? And so that was the question I went back to Mr. Hennius with, and in fact, that is true, that this policy is only referring to the school committee minutes that someone like the secretary to the school committee takes. He cited the law there for this policy and also said, you know, this policy subcommittee is really acting as advisory. So therefore, we don't need to keep files for our meetings or minutes for our meetings. It can be recorded. All right. So why don't we take a minute? There was something added there. And then at the very bottom, we changed from the clerk, district clerk to secretary to school committee. And I think we found another
Yeah,
place,
the
right?
first paragraph, last sentence, it calls out district clerk again, so that probably needs to be updated to secretary to the school committee.
Yeah. All right. Was there anything else there that you felt? Does it make sense? I think I had a question about the second sentence. So starting from the top, accurate minutes of the regular and special meetings of the committee will be taken. These minutes will be made available for inspection at the administration building and shall be published on the work school department website no later than 5 days prior to the next regularly scheduled school committee meeting. Does that happen currently 5 days before if we had a special meeting? I'm sorry, that, I just wanted
These
to make
minutes will be
sure.
available for inspection from Mr. Building, and it shall be published on Warren's and the public website no later than 5 days prior to the notice. Schedules.
I know she posts the agenda and stuff, but I wasn't sure if there was actually 5 days in between that special meeting and the regular meeting.
Should be 5 days prior to the next meeting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
We're
should-
doing-
should be
And,
doable.
and that's
Yeah.
fine, that's what it was, but I just didn't know if that was actually.
Yeah, I think, and I think she does.
Okay.
Should be doable.
Yeah.
Okay. So we would just, so there hasn't been any situation where there's been a special meeting and then only a few days in between before the regular meeting. We usually try to lock
Usually,
that 5.
yeah,
Okay,
a few weeks before.
that's why I just want to make sure we're not locking ourselves into something.
In the special committee, and special meetings, usually just one topic or one agenda item. Sometimes a lot of times it's closed
Should
session,
close session, you close
whether
the
it's litigation
Okay.
or personnel matter.
Okay. So is there anything else on BDBG that you would want changed or even questioned? Yeah, right? It's much better with secretary out there. I'm glad we're happy with that. Okay.
I agree.
All right. So given this particular one, does this committee feel that we can send this for first read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the all around, yeah. Okay.
I'll give it to Teresa tomorrow.
That's my job.
You do
Put
it,
Teresa
you do it
as
gingerly.
secretary.
I'll take the hint.
No, I'll do it. Fine. All right, so, that would be all we have right now.
And then we have no public comment. There is nobody here in the room as of right now.
No lifelong residents.
And then there's no announcements. Next scheduled Tuesday, December 2nd.
Yes, yes, no, I know that. There's those sometimes.
And
That wasn't your fault, that was my fault.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Was there adjourned?
And say. All in favor?
Good. Was that exciting for you?
I took more than Tracy.
No.
Sorry. Okay, I thought about that after. I said, I should start coming. She was the one texting me about, about what Teresa was.